A 2019 report from the American Lung Association found that Phoenix's air quality continues to worsen and ranks 7th in ozone pollution. Next week, children all across the country will be ringing doorbells and collecting mountains of candy. As more people mask up to protect themselves and others from the coronavirus, face masks like this one are being found in the street at alarming rates. In Arizona, staying safe around pools like this one is more important than ever before. When Arizona State University decided to transition their dining halls to to-go only due to COVID-19, they opted for an eco-friendly solution. ASU purchased thousands of these teal reusable to-go containers so students can eat outside or in their dorms. The number of daily users has skyrocketed from 10 million to over 200 million this month. Zoom has been unable to offer strong privacy settings, leaving strangers to enter rooms unannounced, which has been dubbed Zoom bombing. Twitter, YouTube, and Netflix, all apps we use without a second thought. But most households on the Navajo Nation have no internet access or have iffy connections. To solve this, one school district came up with an innovative idea to help students get online and keep learning virtually. A couple of months ago, Pinyon Unified School District took action to help its 1,000 students stay connected during COVID. All 14 of their school buses are now equipped with Wi-Fi. The fleet goes to different locations across the reservation so students can upload assignments.
It kind of provides a stable internet connection to where it's faster and more reliable than you would have satellite internet.
Chenoa Begay and her 3 sisters frequently use the Wi-Fi buses. Her home has satellite internet, but it sometimes takes hours to upload one page. With the bus, it's mere seconds.
They're used to being in school in class with classmates. And sometimes our internet will go down and they're stuck without going to school for a day or so.
It is here in this dirt lot, 20 miles away from the high school itself, where Wi-Fi buses pull up 3 or 4 times a week. Without these buses, many Navajo children would have no way to connect to the internet or with their teachers. School would simply fall by the wayside. The Wi-Fi buses also occasionally deliver school lunches to students' homes. Some days, parents can pick up meals at the school as well. It might be busy outside, but inside, the hallways remain especially quiet. Since the pandemic hit in March, 2 people who worked in the school district have died from COVID-19.
They brighten the kids' days right when they walk into the school. The kids, the parents, the staff, they just lit up the room.
While the pandemic has hit this school hard, some teachers are optimistic about the future. Robert Labarge records video lesson plans for his students almost every day from his classroom.
You're sitting in a room talking to yourself. It's really weird, right? And you feel like a YouTuber or something. And so you kind of have to imagine what your audience, there's no live feed or anything like that. So what's the audience going to expect, but what are they also, like, what kind of questions are they going to have?
We left off on number 19.
It's not all bad. And what I mean by that is that we have been forced into a kind of way to understand technology and to utilize things that we never thought we'd have to.
Only about a quarter of households on the Navajo Nation even have broadband internet. That's hampered not just schoolwork, but also access to telehealth during the pandemic. Navajo leaders hope to address that by dedicating some CARES Act funding to help residents get connected. In the studio, Megan Marples, Cronkite News.
The Rock of Cashel was an ecclesiastical site. It was the centre for the Archdiocese of Cashel, and this role was initiated in 1101. It has a big profile, and it does look very impressive as well. It is something that is worth visiting. I mean, a lot of people mistake it for a castle. It's not a castle, but it does have a very sort of romantic aspect. It's a collection of church buildings, really. First of all, for cultural reasons, from our perspective as Irish people, it's very important to remember our history and be aware of our culture. People, particularly in other countries like North America or Australia, where you don't have buildings this old, are really blown away by the fact that there is something that is so old.
It's fascinating coming from a country as young as South Africa to see so much history, to see something so old. Well, South Africa is such a young country. It was really only first colonizers in the 1600s. So this is just so much older than anything we have in South Africa. Johannesburg's only just over 100 years old. It grounds us, it roots us, it reminds us that the present isn't everything. You know, there's a rich history, there's a rich heritage.